sir. Quality also is not great.
Okay, thank you, Blanca, for your kind introduction. And as you have introduced me in your introduction, I would like to begin with my views and observations on three most important aspects. One is why heritage management is so important, and another one is what are the success stories, what are the success stories in the World Heritage Site which I had managed, and the last one is the involvement of the community or our public in the heritage management. Let me first go to the question of why the heritage site management is so important. And as all of you are aware, in a country like India, there is various management systems for different sectors, addressing particular sectors. But with such a rich country in heritage, we don't have a heritage-specific management system or a structure. Why it is required is that these general management structures or systems do not have heritage as a focus. It is one of the component of their development plan. Therefore, heritage focused management system becomes all the more important in a live and continuous civilized country like India. Why it is so? It is because culture is very important. It gives us identity. It gives a sense of pride in the whole world, and we are identified not by other things, mostly by our cultural accomplishments. So that is why this culture, which we have inherited from our past, from our previous generation, has to be passed on to the next. That is why this heritage has to be preserved in all its entirety. So why this heritage management system is focused is in the World Heritage context is that it helps to protect what is known as outstanding universal value and the attributes like authenticity, integrity associated with that outstanding universal value. And in case of non-World Heritage sites, it helps to protect, conserve the cultural significance, the values which are different associated with that culture at national, regional, and local levels. And that is why this heritage management system is very important. And if you just remember, in Indian context, the heritage is mostly restricted to the individual monuments, but the concept worldwide and also of late in India, the heritage definition is being expanded to include the monuments and the immediate surroundings and environment, which the heritage is a part of that. Therefore, managing such a cultural landscape becomes more complex, and the heritage management system has to ensure not only the physical fabric of tangible and intangible heritage, but also manage and guide the change which is being which affects these heritage sites. It also should ensure sustainable development of the communities residing in the area. So let us come to and one more point which the previous is there. In the context of World Heritage, the World Heritage is a global idea, whereas the heritage exists at the village idea. And through this heritage management, we need to establish a link and integrate this global idea, global value of World Heritage into the local one. Only then there is a benefit will be derived to that. Coming to the next issue, the sharing of the best practices in the site which I have managed. I would like to mention the Hampi World Heritage Site because of two important reasons. Because this was the site which contained more than 56 protected monuments. It was a cultural landscape. It is a living heritage site. It has spread over more than 236 square kilometers with 41 square kilometers of the core area. So it is one of the rare sites in India where the management system is going to be complex to do that. Therefore, I have chosen this World Heritage Site of Hampi. Another reason why I have chosen this is the only cultural site in India which was placed under World Heritage Site in Danger List in 1999. So because of this placing of the World Heritage Site in Danger List, the state party, the India and the local governments had to take recourse to the series of measures to remove this Hampi from World Heritage List. So this was a recourse to the restoring to that status. During this recourse has been converted into an opportunity by us, and as a result of which I would like to list one of three areas where a lot of success for the first time has been achieved in the Indian context. Number one is for the first time in India, the whole World Heritage area of 236 kilometers was brought under Hampi World Heritage Management Authority, the first authority to exclusively address the World Heritage area. And in order to address this World Heritage Monument, Hampi World Heritage Area Management Act has been enacted in 2002, and 236 square kilometer area was brought under local planning area, and as a result a master plan was prepared to guide the development and protect those heritage values of the site. This was all happened for the first time in India, which later was emulated or used as an example in Champaner, which also now has the site office of the things. The another one is, there were the reasons for which the Hampi was placed under the World Heritage List in danger. The main reasons were the construction of two bridges, one behind the Virupaksha, another near the Anegundi, which dominated the whole cultural landscape and threatened the integrity. That's what the UNESCO felt. And another aspect was the unregulated, uncontrolled growth. That's urban development growth going on in the heritage villages in the absence of any management plan or master plan. And later on, after some years, the one more cause was added. That was the tourism project of Government of India of construction of the shopping center cum interpretation center at the core of the site. So UNESCO wanted us to remove these bridges, relocate them, redesign them, and also remove altogether the interpretation center, which they thought is going to affect the integrity and authenticity of the site. Particularly with regard to bridge, they felt that the bridge is going to open the whole core area to the increased traffic of goods and the people, which is definitely going to make a dent in the heritage value of the site. So ultimately, the bridges fortunately collapsed in 2003 due to the heavy floods, and thereafter the local governments did not insist on building the bridge there. They took a decision to construct the bridge elsewhere outside the World Heritage area. The Government of India took a decision to stop and abandon the construction of World Heritage, that is the interpretation center come the shopping center in the World Heritage area. And in the meantime, since this special authority was formed, special act was enacted, and the master plan was under preparation, the World Heritage Center felt that in 2006 it had sufficient reasons to remove the Hampi from World Heritage list on the danger list. Another important accomplishment during this period was that the starting of the preparation of the site management plan. Archaeological Survey of India commissioned this work to the School of Planning and Architecture, Conservation and Architecture Department, Delhi, and under the able guidance and leadership of Professor Nalini Thakur, a integrated site management plan has been developed, and it has been greatly appreciated by the UNESCO, and it is one of the landmark in Indian history, Indian archaeological management. Such a plan has been prepared and serving as a model. Now, this integrated management plan has to be integrated with the master plan of the area, which the process is shortly going to begin. Thus, the World Heritage status in danger has provided us an opportunity to establish the best practices, which have been copied, modeled in other parts now, and which are a sincere way to attempt to address the management needs of a complex site like Hampi, which is a living complex site, Hampi. Coming to the third aspect or third issue, that is the role of the people in managing this heritage. If you remember, before we came into the colonial period and our way of life, our education, everything had a drastic disconnect from our traditional past. all these heritages were part of the community. They were created by the community, they were maintained by the community, not by the king and other people. So there was no such problems. The once the break came, then and the government agencies, other agencies were made to take care of this. There is a gradual disconnect with the community from this heritage. So this importance of the community in the heritage has been always recognized by the Indian Constitution. That is why today Indian panchayat system, where the villagers, the local level people will decide the development, not the people sitting in Delhi, in Bangalore, or the district places. So it's makes sense that since the people have created, people have survived along with that, people are responsible for its protection all these years to a traditional way. People's participation in heritage management is very important, and unless they participate in a fully, along with the government agencies, the management of the World Heritage Sites in particular and other heritage sites in general are not going to be fully successful. That is why there is an urgent need to involve them in completely the management of the site. Now, coming to the question, now that this is the situation, how we can make them again happen that? How that we can make these people to be a part of the management of the world heritage and the general heritage? Certainly we can continue. The thread which has been broken, we can continue the traditional systems of knowledge, traditional systems of skills, traditional other things are still surviving, although they are on the verge of extinct. Now we have to revive them. The best way to revive them is to involve these people. So I envisage that in a case like the people, the community can be involved mostly in management of community assets, heritage assets. For example, there are a lot of canals constructed by Vijayanagara rulers. Still the water is flowing. There are many tanks, irrigation tanks. Step wells have been built. All of these things can be managed, preserved, conserved, and used by the local people, by involving the local people. Because government alone has no wherewithal. It doesn't have the required manpower, required funding, required things to do all this heritage. And in an area like Hampi, apart from few protected monuments at Hampi, there are hundreds of monuments scattered in this 237 acre in square kilometers area. Who will take care of them? Unless the community itself comes forward, and that they are helped in conserving, protecting, and providing security to them, and so that they can become a part of the heritage. So it is one area where they can again be involved in fully along with the government agencies. And one more area, the most important is how to revive the traditional skills, traditional forms of art, and traditional performing arts. It is to make them again happen. Make them to a part of our life, make them a part of the tourism. I will give you just an example. As nowadays the tourism department arranges and celebrates the various festivals and different heritage sites. But if you go to the content of those heritage sites, they are almost same, wherever, even if it is Hampi, even if it is Badami, even if it is Kayara. When the India has such a rich and different and variety of performing arts and skills, why not present site-wise important, site-wise specific skills as a part of the heritage? If you do so, the whole skills, whole traditional heritage performing arts will automatically get recognition, patronization. That's how in ancient times, sponsorship, patronization by different sections of society kept those skills and those talents alive. So it is one more area where the local people can be involved. So there are many more areas where we can make use of the people who can involve. The whole thrust is that instead of government alone doing it, should be a co-management of the world heritage sites, especially the world heritage sites, especially the sites which have a wider living societies living with them. So this is the little brief on the world heritage site. Now I would like to hear questions from the some of the interns.